And I think we're gonna be the bottom boys. Touchdown till we make bottom noise. Cause I'm a bottom boy.
Bottom boys.
I'm a bottom boy. Getting to the bottom of bottom stuff.
Boy.
Bottom boy.
Getting to the bottom of everything.
Yeah.
Getting to the bottom of
everything.
Sorry, Elton John, don't sue us. Hi, I am your snake daddy, your shitposter supreme, Matt Keck. Alongside me is the light of my life,
Paul, made of cheese shields.
That's right. Speaking of lights, we are today going to be discussing my greatest enemy, my arch nemesis, the moon. But first, what's been going down? Anything exciting, Paulie?
Well, I did, because we're doing the moon.
Uh-huh.
I got, this is one of my moon suit that I have here.
Yeah.
This is, I don't know if you remember this, but I was going to try to make, like some videos, and about a couple years ago, I was going to make some videos on exercise equipment.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
that I bought at
garage sales. Yeah.
And then, like, test them out. And
wait, is this the thing that gives you cancer?
Yeah, so this one... yeah, so this is... So I found out, I was like, this looks like a perfect replica
of a moon suit.
Of the moon suit that they used. Yeah, it's got... So this is the first thing I bought, which was a sauna suit. It was $2.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, this sauna suit here.
Very moon.
Yeah, and it's right in the back. It says it's designed to trap in body heat, but on the back, on warnings, in 3 different languages, it says, warning, cancer and reproductive harm.
Ooh. So I noticed you're not wearing the pants.
Well, you say that, but you know what?
What?
You would be incorrect.
Oh, okay, that's true.
Because I am...
Oh, it's poking out.
Wearing the pants.
Oh, my goodness.
Because this is the first time I opened up my moon suit, and it did not have the moon top.
No moon top.
So I had to take the moon pants.
So we're both wearing pants as shirts today.
We are wearing
We're
pants
both wearing
shirts.
pants as shirts.
So this moon pants, and I had to use, this is the waist is now my neckline, and I had to cut the arms in. So I'm basically wearing moon suit chaps.
Honestly, you know that guy from 90 Day Fiancé? You may have solved a major problem in his life, actually.
The one without the neck?
Yeah, elastic necklines.
Ed? Is his name Ed?
Yeah. Ed the Head needs to start wearing...
I mean, this thing, look at this.
Yeah.
Wow,
You could
get
fit
in
3
here.
of his necks in there.
You could get in there.
I could, yeah.
Yeah, I was very disappointed. I guess you got to check your stuff you get for $2 at the garage sales.
It's wild. I feel like this is a brand I've seen at Walmart, and it's just like, oh, also this thing, it just gives you cancer and causes reproductive harm. No big deal. What?
They did their due diligence, though, and
They did tell
told
you. Yeah.
This thing here, it's reflective.
Ooh.
For nighttime visibility.
Ooh, that's
in
good.
case you want to wear
in case you want your cancer
moon
at night.
suit at night.
Nighttime cancer.
Dun, dun, dun,
Man,
dun.
that's crazy. That's
Yeah,
so
so-
funny. It only had the pants in there.
Yeah, but you know.
You look like you could definitely get out there on the moon, no problem.
I checked back the old archives.
You looked at the footage?
Yeah, not this particular one because it is the pants.
Oh yeah, but
because I'm wearing the pants and
the
the
shirt version.
But the shirt, but the whole suit, this whole suit here,
Yeah.
Which they call a sauna suit,
Yeah.
almost exactly
NASA.
what NASA wore.
Mm-hmm. Let me blow your mind real quick.
Oh no!
The word sauna here.
Ooh.
NASA. The last 2 letters, move them to the front, and it spells NASA.
Ah! I just shit my pants. That was amazing.
I'm just saying. Boom.
Wow.
I think.
Oh my! I thought I would just figured it out, and it was on my shelf. But you actually
They're putting them out there.
They
to
are
train
NASA
us.
suits.
They're NASA suits. Yeah.
Wow.
They probably just hooked up the 3D printer and fired a few off. I said, what can we call this? I don't know. What happens when you mix up the word NASA? Sauna?
Oh, yeah.
Sauna? Oh, yeah, let's sell them as sauna suits. Boom. I'm on to you, NASA. Quit trying to tell me the moon's a good thing.
It says, oh, and if you take the last letters of suit, it,
Yeah.
and put it on the beginning, it's son.
It's on.
It's
It
a
is.
son.
It's on.
It's on.
It's a son.
It's
It's
on.
a son.
It's on.
Dang.
I also got, for this one, I also got the, this is Tang.
Tang. Oh yeah,
the,
like
the
they
drink
sent
of the
of the astronauts.
Astronauts,
You know,
yeah.
I went to the
Kirkland brand.
Ooh, that's
of
good.
Tang.
That's smart.
It's the Kirkland.
Yeah. I mean, Kirkland makes a high quality product.
They do. A lot of them.
Often better than the name brand. I'll
Yeah,
admit
that is
it.
a name.
Yeah.
Kirkland.
Yeah, that's true. Kirkland.
I'll wear their pants.
Yeah, I would.
I'll wear their pants as shirts.
Yeah. As you should. They probably have giant pants. I've seen some of the people who buy pants there, and they're big. I bet I could get my pants there. There's not a
there
lot
are
of
some big
stores.
people.
There's not a lot of stores I can get
buy
pants,
pants
at,
at
but I
Kirkland.
bet Kirkland pants would fit. I'm actually considering this
think
right
they
now.
might.
I'm considering this right now.
They're quite kind of in the middle of the Target and the Walmart as far as sizes
Yeah,
goes.
definitely.
Walmart, they do big.
Yeah, Target
I guess
maxes out.
Old Nate or like I guess Gap. Maybe
Yeah.
Gap, and then Kirkland, and then Walmart.
That
Because
makes
they want to
sense.
make you.
That makes
Walmart
sense.
wants you to make you think they're thin.
Yeah.
That you're thin.
Yeah,
And
totally.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I don't hate that at all. They
Mm-hmm.
don't. Walmart's the only store where you can roll your ass through that front door, lob yourself onto a little go-kart, drive it around, and ain't nobody judging you. Doesn't matter what's wrong. You don't
No,
even have
they're
to have nothing wrong with you. No one's judging you.
You know why? Because the other
Because someone's
person
probably shitting in
is
an
much-
aisle somewhere. That's why they don't care about you driving the thing. There's probably somebody jerking off to the fish tanks. Like there's a lot of shit going on in a Walmart.
Oh man, if I had a dime for every fish tank I jerked off to.
Yeah, probably have 4 or 5 dimes at this point.
4 or 5.
I've seen your
Man.
police record. So today, we're talking about landing on the moon, as
Oh,
we've
yeah.
been discussing. Paulie's got his Tang. He's got his outfit. I actually went to the Smithsonian as a kid in D.C., and they had like the spaceships and stuff, right? And you mentioned the Tang. They sold all the spaceman food there, and I bought the ice cream.
Was it all freezer dried?
Yeah, it was all
type of
freeze dried.
stuff?
So I got like a piece of pizza and like an ice cream sandwich, and it was terrible, absolutely horrible.
Oh, and this is as a kid.
Yeah,
And you had to
I-
eat.
I can
Did
eat-
you eat the cafeteria pizza?
Oh yes, I loved it.
Oh.
I loved a cafeteria
Oh, wow.
pizza, and I did not like
So,
the poor. I feel so bad for the
Astronaut
space
pizza
people.
did not hold up.
I have a theory on why it's not good. I think when they go to space, they want them to eat as little as possible because they want there to be as little shit as possible.
Ooh,
There's
no shit.
only probably one tube to stick on your little beehole to shoot your shit out into space. You can't be sitting there hogging the tube all day.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to go over there and hog the poop tube? I'm not hogging the poop
You know,
tube.
that's a.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then after someone just used the poop tube,
Yeah, you're going to have to wipe
and
it
you
down.
gotta come back into the poop
Uh-huh.
tube.
It's like sharing a drink with someone that you're not super close with. It's like you
that
wipe
makes
it
sense.
off, but you still feel a little gross about it because you know the poop tube was in their poop hole.
Were they missing certain foods like beans?
You know what? I did not see a bean. That's a
Ooh,
good point. There was a lot of just like
Beans.
dried out
Corn?
flavor
Was it
chunks.
corn?
No corn. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see prunes. This is a good thinking.
Yeah.
It was a lot of like standard fibrous.
Ooh,
a lot of
Fiber
fibrous
One
things.
bars.
Yeah, a lot
You
of
ever had one of those
fibrous.
Fiber One bars?
I have. I didn't shit for a week.
Man, you just eat one of them and you're like,
You're just-
I'm just.
I'm good.
Yeah, they're tasty.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They're
I'm in.
tasty. One time I ate like half a box.
Oh yeah.
I was.
Stocked up how long?
Oh man, I was farting so bad.
Oh yeah. You know what used to get
That
me?
was before I knew what was happening, and it took me probably 3 boxes before I even realized this
that
was
it was
the deal.
the problem. That's amazing. So for me, the thing that would get my belly was the protein powders. Fiber can get it, but man, those protein powders, because my dad would do them in like a shake when I was growing up. So the protein powder and also my like slight lactose intolerance mixed inside just my garbage trash teenage belly. Oh my goodness. I think I created some of the most toxic, foul chemical combinations that the earth has ever seen. It was not great.
I'm glad I did not grow up with you.
Oh man, yeah. When we had to do the football overnight one time, this is just a whole different fart story. It has nothing to do with the moon. We did a football 2-a-days, and so it was like August, and it's like 100 degrees. And for lunch, they had like you could drink whatever, but they had chocolate milks because it was school lunches. And I drank like 7 chocolate milks, and then still had to practice out in the sun for 6 hours. So I got like half of the wrestling room to myself because no one wanted to sleep anywhere near me. I had curdled milk coming out.
They made you
both
sleep in the
ends.
wrestling room?
Yeah, on the fucking ringworm mats.
Oh,
Hey, you know what? I've had plenty of ringworm in my life. Actually, it wasn't okay. It was disgusting. But let's get to the moon. So, the moon landing. We're getting to the bottom of it. Let's just write out up front. Do you believe in the moon landing?
Matt, here's the thing.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you, I went into this to do some research,
Yeah. Figure it out.
figure it out,
Reach the bottom.
believed 100% in the moon landing.
You did.
Did some research.
Uh-huh. They convinced you?
I think there's a chance that I can convince you.
Okay.
Not
Not that we haven't been there, but maybe that
I'm
the
gonna-
original landing
I'm
was
going
fake? Is that
to,
what we're
I think
proposing?
there's a chance that I could convince you.
Uh-huh.
There's a chance. Not that it was faked, but that there's a chance
Uh-huh.
that it was faked.
I think that I could be convinced that there's a chance of it being faked. Here's where I am with it. I could be convinced that the moon landing, the one with Neil Armstrong and all of that, was itself a kayfabe event. That it was set up as the smoke and mirrors in case the reality failed. But I do think we have been to the moon since then. I think maybe we faked the original landing just to jump the gun and get ahead of the other countries, but there's no way we could convince all these other countries that we fight with to also pretend they've been on the moon. So someone's definitely been there by now.
Well, I think we should.
But let's get into it. Let's get into
that,
it. Let's get into
and
it.
we should we should go over the the theories.
Okay.
People say conspiracy theories.
Yeah, let's
The various ones, but first
let's hear it.
I printed this off for you to read.
Okay,
because last time you did a very good JFK.
Oh, all right.
So in 1962.
Okay, we're in 1962. Got it. I'm running for president, or I am
No,
president?
JFK
I am president.
in front of Rice University and gave this famous speech.
Ich bin ein Berliner.
And this is it. This is not the entire speech. This is just
Part of it, okay.
They're excerpts from the speech, but the famous ones. So, can you read that in your
As JFK.
as JFK?
I'm
there's one-
not going to read ahead. I won't read
There's
ahead.
one in particular spot in there when you get to. Okay, here. Let me see that.
Uh-huh.
Okay, because there's a spot in here when you get to when he says there.
Uh-huh.
He goes there.
There.
There. It's very long.
There.
Yeah, I just wanted that because that.
it is there.
Yeah, it's very. It's very. Oh,
There.
give it a more.
There.
Oh yeah, I like that. I
Okay.
like that. So
little growl
this is,
to it.
But this is the speech.
To Rice University. This was him basically just declaiming we're going to go to the moon, right?
Yes, him claiming that we're going to the moon within the decade. Before
Okay.
the end of the decade was his claim.
That's a big promise. That's a huge
Yeah.
promise.
Yeah.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and our skills. Because that challenge is one, I'm losing it,
Oh,
that we're willing to accept. One we are unwilling to postpone. And therefore, as we set sail, we ask God's blessing on the most hazardous and dangerous and greatest adventure that man has ever gone. Many years ago, the great British explorer George Mallory, who was to die on Mount Everest, was asked why did he want to climb it. He said, because it is there.
yeah.
Well, space is there, and we're going to climb it, and the moon and the planets, and there are new hopes of knowledge and peace, and therefore, and we set sail. We ask God's blessing on the most hazardous and dangerous and greatest adventures on which man has ever embarked.
Unbarked.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. Wait, that's Lincoln.
That was Oscar 7 years ago.
7 years ago.
Amazing
Ask
job.
not what your country can do for you.
That was nice. And
Every once in a while, I would start falling into myself. It's hard sometimes because his
It's
voice
okay.
isn't a
I
huge
just put
jump
his
from
face
my own.
on yours.
Yeah,
and then I was
much
like,
more handsome.
I fucking just came in my pants. That's so amazing.
You and Marilyn Monroe both.
You hear this fucking speech? Mm-hmm. And that is rousing.
That's a man.
Rousing.
That's a man. We are gonna go there because there is there.
I know. And I'm reading this like, he just said there 4 or 5 times.
There and there it is, and there we go to there.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm in.
He's
Let's
got all
go
these,
to there.
He's got all these famous speeches. How come none of our freaking
The current
ever
ones?
since then can anybody get a damn
Could you imagine either of the candidates currently trying to give that speech? It would be insane. Many people have been to the moon. Ton to the moon. We're going to the moon. It's the biggest moon. All of the moons. Or
here? We're going to
I remember when the moon was born.
Costco.
I remember the day the moon was born.
The moon was born on my birthday.
Me and Corn Pop used to go out. Oh, the poor fellas, the poor old fellas. All right, so convince me. What are the
That's what
theories on
started
this
it.
moon?
I wanted you to read that because you had your
This
verse.
this
But also,
kicks it off.
so you know, that was the deal. He was like,
love
this
it.
is the thing. This is what he wanted to
We got a goal.
start.
We're gonna go get
before
it.
the end of the decade, which the following year he was assassinated.
Right, so he didn't even get to see it through.
Not even close.
In fact, America rallied behind the vision of someone who was already gone.
Yeah.
Impressive. That's a lot of Riz right there. He got Riz that he left behind. It took them
That's the
6
freaking-
years
yeah.
past his death. 6 years past his death, they continued following this vision. I think a lot of that's because Russia was trying to do it too, and you know, in our history, we like to flex on them. What we got?
Oh,
the
yeah.
Cold
For
War.
sure.
We got
For
Rocky
sure.
IV.
Yeah.
We got like right now. So you know, To Russia with Love. I mean, James Bond's British, but we count that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Same thing.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah,
Same.
Fuck you, Sean Connery.
So I think a lot of it was, we wanted to show up. We want to show up them Russians, right? They can't go to the moon first. It's not good. Not good
Yeah,
if we put
for
bear
sure.
on moon.
The
Do you think Russians sent bears up into space since we sent monkeys? Put bear in rocket. Put him in the rocket. Give bear vodka. Have it
did
shoot him
not.
into space.
They did not. They
Oh, okay.
actually beat us too because the whole moon
Yeah.
landing was not scientific at all. The deal to go to the moon was very much political.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was political, not scientific, which in itself,
Because-
just saying that out loud sounds
Silly.
ridiculous.
Yeah, silly. What? It's a show of strength, right? It's peacocking. That's all
'cause
we were
want
doing.
to, because Russia was beating us.
In nuclear war technology.
Well,
it was to show that we were
Right,
technologically
because we
superior.
had the Cold War. Plus, as far as space was going,
Yeah.
they were beating us in everything.
I mean, yeah, Sputnik had been in,
They had
what was that,
Sputnik,
56?
They had launched dogs into space.
Oh,
they
yeah.
had
Oh,
launched,
yeah.
You know,
Cosmo. Oh, Cosmo is old dog from Russia.
they were able to get one into Moon's orbit.
Yeah,
Moon's orbit.
yeah.
The first people to do that.
So who was the first in space? Did we get to space as a person? Like the
no,
first
they were the
person?
first.
So it
They
wasn't
beat
John
us
Glenn.
in everything.
So we had to get to
Yeah.
the moon first
Then
if we
said,
wanted to win
they
this
put
competition.
a dog in. Then we're like, how about we shoot some mice? What?
That's not an upgrade. That's a downgrade. Mice are way smaller than dogs.
And then I think we went to monkeys after that.
That's
like
a better.
you said.
That's better.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah,
I could see a monkey in space.
but I think they continued to just shoot dogs. Then we shot dogs too. I think
John Wick.
we couldn't find the right dogs. We went and got some
Christy
mongrels
Gnome.
that were
We're
running
still
around.
shooting dogs. The Republicans are still shooting dogs. I've seen it in the news tons lately. Oh, not just them. RFK. Speaking of Kennedys, he cooked one, right? We have no respect for dogs in this country.
Is he Asian?
No, I don't think he is, but he might tell you he is.
dog
He
joke.
had,
Sorry.
I mean, he had brainworms,
Let's
so he
look at
might
here.
think he's Asian.
So I'm going on here. So
All right, let's hear it.
okay, so here are some of the
Outstanding
some of the,
theories.
yes, the conspiracy theories. One of them is one of the big ones you hear when you first get it is the shadows
Totally.
on the pictures they show.
Yeah.
The shadows are going one way, and if there was no light source, why is it going there? Plus, there's other pictures of shadows going two
The
different
different
ways.
directions.
Where's the light sources coming from?
And that's a rookie artistic mistake.
Rookie
so-
artistic mistake.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's one thing that leads there to that.
Okay.
But they also come back and say, I don't know if you've looked into any of these.
A little
things.
bit of. I
Okay.
have some. I have a working knowledge of the landing, but not all of the conspiracy theories. So.
Okay. Well, whenever I went to look at all these things,
Yeah.
all of them would be there and then debunked.
Right.
You know, so this one they debunked, saying it was because the shadows were there because of there's light, which
Is what the moon reflects back to the earth.
because of the moon is has a reflective surface.
Totally.
Giving light, messing with the shadows.
Yeah.
Also, they did other things. I think maybe the what's the guys that the two guys that did the what are the guys that overturned the theories? They test them out.
Oh, MythBusters.
MythBusters did
Yeah.
one on. Sorry,
No,
But
you're good.
MythBusters did one on the light. I think to show
okay.
the light. I believe that's what they did the one on. The another one is the there was no the dust. There was no pattern of dust when the
When it
module landed.
So there wasn't like the circular patterns that you would
because
expect to see.
the moon is full of dust.
Yeah, so it would blow. It's like sort of like the engines or whatever, or the landing
like
stuff.
the engine should have.
have blown some circles
Right.
into the dust.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what they say. But there's on the pictures. There's
No circles.
No circles.
Okay.
They say they debunked that.
They debunked this.
because it's supposed to make a soft landing and there's no engines supposedly.
So it supposedly was
as
more
it
of a
landed is what they say.
That one's a little harder. The light one, okay. That one's a little harder for me to buy though. I mean, yeah, you can try to do it as light as you want. This was 1969. How light did you drop this multi-ton
Oh yeah,
landing equipment? I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know.
Agreed.
That one's a little fishy.
yeah.
Okay.
And not only how light did you drop it, but how light did you drop it, and having never done it before.
Yeah, exactly. You just nailed it. Nailed it. Gently dropped. No
Yep.
dust. No dust.
There's the space boots, the
Okay.
booties.
Yeah. Like
Their
the
boots,
foot-
the space the footprint.
Yeah.
they show like tread and stuff on the footprint. When they show pictures of the
Shoes?
shoes of the astronauts, you see of their spacesuits, there's no tread, and the tread is
flat.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the tread, because I've seen the footprints. The tread is very defined.
There's tread.
Okay.
Yeah, but they say there's no tread. That's what they say. They say it's debunked because they say they wore booties.
Okay.
So that they could take off, and the booties
is what made it look smooth.
Well, the booties were a deal to go on over their suit,
and that
so they could take it off and on.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. That's believable. That I believe. That's fine. I believe that.
Yeah. One of the things they let's see here. There's also like they have deals of who's taking pictures as they're showing liftoffs.
Yeah, sure,
and stuff.
totally.
Where are those pictures going from? There's certain camera angles of things, and they're like, who's taking this picture?
Yeah, I've definitely seen some of those fishy picture angles.
A big one is
I buy that. Some of those angles are.
Yeah.
Another one. People like try to say, do you have some stuff about 2001: A Space Odyssey in there?
Oh, which is my favorite theory.
Yeah.
Which is my favorite theory.
Because that's what that one kind of makes me think of, like the different angles. Like maybe that's.
Yeah. There's one of my favorite theory is that they got Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah.
To
film it as like a backup, right? Was the idea?
I don't know that it was as a backup.
Yeah, agreed. I don't know that it was either. But
they said that they got Stanley Kubrick to film the space landing.
I mean, I've seen 2001. It's believable that.
Oh yeah,
he could have made the quality of footage.
This one is my favorite because there's so many. Because he's put like clues in The Shining.
Okay, so he's like playing into it. Whether
because
it's true
in The Shining
not.
there is like the carpet. They say the carpet when you go into Shining. It's
hexagonal. Yeah.
Hexagonal, which is they say is the shape of the launch pad or Cape Canaveral deals. If you look at, there's also some wall hangings, like some Native American wall hangings, and they look like rockets.
Okay.
Going up, and you look at them like, oh, this could be rockets.
Interesting.
The kid, one point, he sits up.
Fanny.
Red Rum Kid. Stands up. He's got an Apollo 11 sweater on.
Yeah.
It's like a knitted sweater. In the back of it's got just a giant rocket on the bottom of it, on the back of it.
I mean, that's not subtle.
No, it's not subtle. Also, here we go.
I need to talk
We
to
may have murdered another person.
Uh-oh, what happened? Who'd we kill?
Shelley.
Oh, God dang it. Yeah. She did die recently.
Shelley Duvall.
Yeah.
Every
time we
died.
talk about someone.
Yeah, every time. And this was right the day. I never thought about The Shining for
I know.
however long.
I do love that movie, but I'm with you.
Yeah. But there's parts in that movie where she comes up there.
Uh-huh.
And she sees the typewriter.
Yeah.
It's a famous.
It's like
scene.
typing away, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy.
Where he's looking at like over and over again.
Yeah.
All work and no play makes Jack
all work and
a
no
dull
play makes
boy.
Jack a real
Yeah,
dull boy.
it's like over and over again, except for the first part of it, the all.
Uh-huh.
Instead of L's, they are an A and the number 11.
Oh,
As
man.
if it's Apollo 11.
That's incredible. I'm not going to lie. That's incredible.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy,
And,
huh?
listen to me. If I were Stanley Kubrick, I would be doing this shit. Just so you know. I would definitely be doing this shit. Like, whether it was true or not, I'd be doing it to fuck with people. So, regardless of whether it's true or not, I have mad respect for there just being enough there to make you go.
but I think he is a known fan
Oh, of course.
of the
theory.
space program and
Yeah, of
everything.
course.
For sure, at least. But that's why it's my favorite, because of that. Oh,
I love that.
room
That's 237?
237
Uh-huh.
was changed from the book.
Uh-huh.
In the book, it was 217.
Right. So what was the change for?
A 237. Well, the average orbital distance from Earth to the moon is 23,700 miles.
Stanley.
Am I convincing you yet, Matt?
I'm a little convinced.
There's a
I'm a little convinced.
there's a rock. Another one of them is, and this is on. I don't know that this was on a future one, but there's a rock with a C. Like, and they say that it's like the conspiracy theorists say, because they picked up a moon rock and they could see a letter C on it, right? And they say that like,
It's like
sometimes
a copyright logo or something.
sometimes they have like lettered on stage props.
Sure, yeah. So that you
and
know
stuff.
where to place stuff
Yeah.
when you move it
They're-
around
and
or
they show
whatever.
It, yeah, and they found a rock and they could
Continuity.
see
so.
a C. To explain that one, they say it's like hair or something like that.
It's just a mark on the rock.
And they said they went back and they looked. They said, but if you go back, and that's like supposedly it's not the original picture.
Sure, yeah.
They tell us that it's not the original picture. That it was a picture that's been through like to a newspaper and stuff.
Yeah.
So like things get in the way on. They're not, and that if you go back to the original photo, there's no C.
No C.
But the original photo, they also
I think
say
it's been altered over time.
they also say, yeah, that it got damaged in the deal. But they also say that that the original photo extremely clear and
crystal clear.
crystal clear pic.
Suddenly, all out of nowhere, we don't have they don't have a blurry Instagram
Yeah,
filter.
all of a sudden
there.
now we got a crystal clear in 1969 picture of this rock. Yeah. I've seen pictures of them.
Yeah.
Have you seen the astronauts on the moon? Seen pictures of them moving around?
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, they look like Julie Andrews dressed as Peter Pan trying to get the freaking Lost Boys to come to freaking they look like they are on a freaking
Wires,
wire,
yeah.
straight up.
They really do look like they're on wires. It looks faker than when they visual effects.
It is horrible. Any picture you see of the moon landing looks like.
I know this drives. You know what? Like, because Neil Armstrong, famously doesn't do public things or didn't for a very long time, etc. I think that lends itself to this too. And I know Buzz Aldrin gets tired of people talking about the moon landing being fake, whatever. He gets mad about it. Well, of course, that would be your reaction if you were in on one of the world's biggest secrets of all time. I get it. You would get tired of having to defend your lie. But it makes sense that Neil Armstrong would go into hiding all this time. He doesn't want to fucking deal with it. He signed up for it, and then he's like, wait, I don't want to fucking deal with this.
Remember when we watched that movie?
Yeah.
The Neil Armstrong movie?
Oh, yeah, with First Man or whatever, right?
Yeah, First Man.
Gosling? Is that
with Ryan
Gosling?
Gosling?
Yeah.
Bad movie.
It was not
a good movie.
It was very boring.
Yeah.
But it seems like Neil Armstrong's kind of a very boring guy.
Yeah.
I'm not
He
saying Ryan
didn't
Gosling
seem
did a
exciting
great job of playing
all.
a very boring man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played
That's
him
what I'm
well. He's
assuming.
just a boring dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and he's not doing a lot. I think he's hiding. Like I'm kind of in on this. See, here's what I think is that, like we were saying, it was a race. There was, there's propaganda. Russia was ahead of us. I think Stanley Kubrick absolutely filmed a moon landing. I think they still landed on the moon a little later, maybe the next time they did or the time after that, because there's stuff up there. You can see the stuff. Like, they did leave some stuff at some point.
They say, so here's one of the deals. They say, one of the, they're like, the reasons that they say that it can go, because there's reflectors.
Yeah, you can shoot
that-
lasers
that
off
they
of the
supposedly
reflectors
put on
that they
there.
put on the
These
moon.
reflectors that were the size of a freaking briefcase
Sure.
on there.
Yeah. So that's
Well-
a pretty direct shot if you're going to do it.
Yeah. But they also look, I'm not saying that this is the case.
Oh,
or
no,
anything.
I'm in.
They
We got to get to the
also-
bottom.
It was not the only thing that was shot at the moon.
Yeah.
Right? They shot
Sure.
these probes,
Tons of 'em.
impactor probes.
Yeah.
And if you look at them, they've got these reflecting little-
Surfaces.
Yeah, reflective surfaces.
Okay,
The
I buy that.
Deals are on them coming out of them. There were 7 of them. They think they shot up there.
I
think
buy
none of
that.
them came back. And they're all up there. Why
I mean,
couldn't
it's-
that be the thing?
It
that
has
is-
taken
I'm not
a-
saying it is the thing.
No, sure, I'm with you. That
But if
makes
I were
sense.
to, another one of the reasons, one of the big ones, as far as evidence,
Yeah.
is the radiation belts.
Okay.
There's it's called the Van. I think it's the Van Pelt
Van Pelt belt.
belt,
Okay.
right? Is that the?
That sounds
is that right?
Right.
It's
that
the
sounds.
Van
That sounds right.
or Van. Maybe it's the Van Scott belts.
Mm.
I can't remember.
There's a van belt.
The
and
Van
it,
belts.
It causes
the radiation belts.
Yeah.
Strong radiation.
Yeah.
belts.
Space radiation.
Space radiation.
The shit that made the Fantastic
that you
Four.
can't go through. Yeah, they. Okay, so to make it lighter, so it would go, they freaking used aluminum on the ships. Have you seen the pictures of the ships?
Yeah.
These things look ridiculous.
Yeah.
Aluminum. They look exactly like
Tin cans.
Jiffy Pop. Freaking one of those Jiffy Pop popcorn deals with the aluminum coming through.
Yeah, they're like
Yeah.
the Tin Man from Wizard of
Yeah.
Oz type shit.
Yeah.
It looks like it's
I could
made.
tear a can in half with my hands.
Same.
Aluminum can.
Well, I can tear it into quarters.
That's what I'm saying.
tear it into eighths.
I could tear it with my hands.
No, I mean, I think now we have the ability to get to the moon. I do think we have the technology now. But I do think that it was potentially way
think-
later that we actually did it.
Do we have the technology to get there? Do we have the technology to put
I think so.
humans over there?
I think so, but I
Because
don't
we
know.
never did.
I mean, I don't know.
Nobody's done it.
I think
Nobody else. Let
Didn't
me.
China do
Here's
it?
what I want to.
I
Nope,
thought China did.
they did not. Let me.
Interesting.
Let me. Okay.
They've
let
been
me
trying to go
this.
to the dark side of the moon. Have you
They
heard
went
about
to the
that
dark
shit?
side of the moon.
And they all keep getting blown up
But they're not
because there's
humans.
aliens.
Not humans.
Yeah, but
These
all
are
the
unmanned.
and they're all getting blown up.
Yeah. Well, I think
'Cause
they've
we
got
can't
one
get
over
pictures.
there. They've
But
got.
it got blown up.
One over there on. Did it?
Yeah, the Indian one got blown up. Oh, they keep
the way
blowing them
back?
up. Yeah, they keep blowing
Okay.
them up.
Did they get pictures? I think they got some pictures of it.
I think they might
too.
have got a few, but I think people think there's an alien space station on the dark side of the moon.
Hmm.
I think it's a ship. I think it's like a Deep Space Nine.
There's a
that
ship
just
over there.
floats behind the moon, and it's taking these fucking things out that
Mm-hmm.
are trying to get the info.
Hmm.
I think as long as it doesn't take a picture of the ship, it would let it go. But everything keeps taking a picture of the ship. So we got some pictures of the moon, and then it, accidentally took a picture of the ship. Bam, you're gone.
Oh, hey, I'm not saying it's not.
Oh,
That
yeah,
is a
no doubt,
theory.
no doubt.
I like it. So here, okay,
I'm just writing stories over here now.
so I don't know that.
So no one
convinces
ever. But how many
That's-
times did we supposedly land on the moon? At least like
you. There's
19, right? Isn't
no,
it supposed
no,
to be 19
that
people
we
that went on the
There's
moon?
been 12 people.
12. Okay.
12 people that have walked on
Walked
the moon.
on the moon.
Yes,
Got it.
12 people supposedly have walked on
That
the moon.
keeps it pretty tight.
12
It's
people.
not that many people you could have to force to keep a secret.
Yep.
But
And they were
you do
all
have-
us.
Yeah, and I guess you got to consider
Okay,
who all's in on
so-
who all would have to be in on the secret.
Let me. Okay, so here.
Just the actors
Here's the
themselves
reason-
and like a handful of
here's
people.
my reason.
Everyone else
So,
could think it was fake.
Like I
so
said,
you could fake it.
everything that I looked up, and they had and they had the conspiracies. They
Yeah.
were all busted.
Yeah,
I
totally.
didn't find any that they said weren't busted.
Got
right?
it. So they feel like they've
I get it.
busted them.
I understand.
Mm-hmm.
But it also,
They're still. It's nice to have
what do
possibility.
they say? The hindsight 2020.
Uh-huh.
After you tell them what it is, you have now a chance to figure out a reason why that didn't have, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
That's true.
I think they're grasping as many straws to figure that out
Could be.
as the person that are answering the questions. The people that ask the questions of why is this and this
Uh-huh.
are the people that they're looking at like they're crazy kooks.
Okay, now here's my question. Do you think that we actually have a rover on Mars?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think we do.
You think all the unmanned stuff's fine? It's just the manned stuff. That makes
Okay,
sense to me.
so
That's a
Here's what
makes
here's
sense.
okay. So this
Because you don't have to keep anything alive with a rover. It's just a robot. You don't have to worry about oxygen.
that speech that I had you read,
Yeah.
and it
I
freaking,
am a jelly donut.
Mm-hmm. Yep. There.
There.
Yeah, his speech was it. That good dude could talk,
Yeah. Always.
and it rallied some people.
Fired up.
Yeah, they could freaking. Yeah, it's crazy. People watched it. You know, they freaking saw his speech. It was the world was and they were like, oh shit, we've got to fucking get this before the end of the fucking decade. And
Imagine
also,
there being so little going on that all you had to do was point at the sky and everyone would be like, yeah, all right.
yeah, I think there was definitely he had issues going on
Sure, cover some stuff
for
up.
sure. Wagging the dog,
Yeah, gotta.
definitely wagging
Gotta
the dog.
wag the
I think.
dog, yeah.
Say, hey, don't ignore this stuff. Just check out.
What, this is probably post Bay of Pigs and all the, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where it is within the.
Uh-huh. It certainly wasn't his best time. What we're
the missile
leading into
stuff,
Cuban
I
Missile
think-
Crisis.
Yeah, I
and,
think
yeah.
it's. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I don't know.
Probably right.
what
Probably
part.
right after, I would imagine.
Yeah, or
because there's
in the
not
middle
too
or
much
something.
time after
Yeah.
that.
And I'm sure there were for sure talks of
Gotta wag that dog.
him being, you know, not too faithful and things.
Oh
But,
yeah, I mean because literally everyone has always known that, so there's no
Yeah.
way it's not true.
Yeah. Marilyn Monroe literally on his birthday gave him a friggin'
Literally,
jumped
yeah.
off a cock,
She
a cake
friggin-
and said, "I."
Yeah, she sent him a freaking premium Snapchat clip in front of the entire country.
But he gave that speech. Everybody was hyped. You got to do it. Okay.
Yeah,
So you know what they did? They
What?
started the Apollo program.
they sure did.
Also, again, Russia beating them at everything
Yep.
as far as the space race was going, and they had to beat Russia, right?
you got to.
USSR. Get 'em outta
USSR.
there. They're beating all the space race. So they started the Apollo missions, right?
God of
First
the sun.
one blew up, testing, killed 3 astronauts.
Yep.
Burnt up in flames.
Incredible.
The very first
Not
one.
in a good way.
That is a PR nightmare.
Imagine being that astronaut too. You're like, fuck yes. I'm about to be the first, baby. I'm taking this risk, and then you just explode.
You explode. Dang. PR nightmare.
How fast does that work? Do you just die instantly?
I think it was like an incinerator, I think, inside of that
Yeah, it had to
freaking
have
capsule they were in.
been. Stupid.
Yeah. But that's a PR, that's equivalent, PR nightmare equivalent to having like a reality dating show,
Uh-huh.
and then when all the hot people show up, they just burst into flames because of spontaneously combust.
Because they built the mansion out of aluminum and launched it into with
Because
a bunch
they
of jet
didn't
fuel.
realize you can't have
Jet fuel melts
all
steel
the
beams
hottest people in
and
the world in
aluminum.
one
You
freaking
can't.
room.
You can't.
Yeah.
It's gonna cause
You can't
problems.
because they're gonna explode. That's why you
That's
gotta.
what Big Brother's about.
You can have like
actually.
2 hot people,
That's the whole
maybe
concept.
4 hot people at most.
Yeah, you got to throw some uglies in.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why we're here.
Got to throw
That's
some uglies
why
in.
we're here. If they didn't throw uglies in, what would I do with my life?
Mm-hmm.
We need ugly people.
PR nightmare.
Yeah, that's a huge
Very
nightmare.
first one. Right?
Explodes. It's almost as
Okay.
bad as if they were to do like a space launch as a PR stunt with like, I don't know, what's a job everyone loves? A teacher, for example. And then they decided to do that, thought, this will be a heartwarming story, and then that blew up. It'd be like if that happened.
Yeah. I could only imagine
Only.
how it would be.
Could only imagine.
Yeah. Jeez.
I feel
But-
like I'm going to discover something about that later.
Anyway, so it happened, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Again, this was not scientific.
No.
Okay. They had to get
They needed
it
to win.
before Russia got there. They had to get it there, right?
Yep.
Okay. So then they had all these other Apollos to do whatever. None of them entered into.
The out of the atmosphere or nothing.
Nope. None of them up to. Let me see. I wrote it down here.
When did John Glenn get out there?
John Glenn was Apollo. I don't know.
Like 6?
I don't know. No.
Later?
No, he was after.
Oh, he did later.
I think
Okay.
so.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure. I didn't write all the astronauts.
No,
in
that's
there,
fine.
But he was
curious.
afterwards.
I just
I think
know
he was
that
after.
name. That's fair enough.
Yeah. Was he on the 13? Whenever they.
He might have been. I don't think so, though. I don't think
In
he
that
was
movie?
one of them. I don't think he was
Remember that
Tom
movie?
Hanks. Yeah, I love that movie.
Okay. Anyway, okay. So
Space Gump.
Apollo 7
Mhm.
was the first manned Apollo.
Okay.
Okay. So the first manned one.
Did they die?
No,
Oh, cool.
they didn't die.
That's excellent.
Yeah. No one else dies.
We're improving.
No one else dies.
Whoa.
You know why? Because you can't get that. Maybe because you can't get that PR deal. You don't want to mess with that.
It's harder to die
Yeah.
on a soundstage, huh?
Uh-huh.
Harder to die on a soundstage. Interesting.
The Apollo 8,
Yeah.
it just it was launched because of Russia.
Mm-hmm.
They heard Russia had entered into
going to
Yeah.
space.
the moon's atmosphere.
Mm.
And when I say these Apollo missions, they are those were Apollo 8, also unmanned,
Mm.
went there, did not land.
Where did it go?
I can't
Did it just burn
remember
up
how
on
many
the
miles
moon?
it went from the moon,
Okay.
but it
Just
went
close.
into it entered into the moon's orbit.
Is it still there?
No,
Okay.
it's back.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's back. It had men in it.
Oh, and they flew it back.
It was manned.
They flew it back. Okay. Cool. So they went around the moon.
Wait, no, that wasn't unmanned.
Mm.
My bad. I don't think it was
So
manned.
it just went
I
around
can't remember if
the
that was moon, but it went into orbit.
They got
right?
it around the moon,
So they
came back.
Yeah,
That's
supposedly.
pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't think it was manned.
Hmm.
Came back, right?
Yeah.
They had been shooting, like I'd said, probes to the moon,
Yeah, totally.
right? Boom, boom, to see whatever, because they didn't know how much dust there was,
What
if
kind
they-
of cheese it
how they
was.
could even land. They tried to do a soft landing.
Mm-hmm.
Ones they just impacted with it, and some they just. I think there were 7 total
Mm.
before they went, right?
Yeah.
So, then with the Russia deal, and they
Uh-huh.
got to beat them.
Yeah. Soyuz
have-
capsules.
Mm-hmm. Right? You got 9, 10, 11. And then you have number 11. There's none
Yeah.
that have went into...
Nothing's even gotten close to the moon, really. It's
Right.
been flown around it. One flew around
I think
it.
9... okay, 9 was they were trying to test the lunar module.
Uh-huh.
Right. They're not landing. They don't know. These
Hmm.
are...
Just hypothetical, basically.
Right.
They're all hypothetical.
Exactly. Hypothetical. You know what I mean?
And then they fucking nailed it, huh?
And then, all of a sudden,
While everyone's watching on
on number
TV
9,
live.
they're like, we're just going to do it. Fuck it. And they send him up there with little to no issues. They have a little issues. Supposedly it didn't land where it's supposed to. You know what I'm going to do if I freaking have sent something? I'll put a little... You got to make it... you can't make it seem perfect.
Right. Yeah. You gotta
make
be
a little something.
Messed up. You gotta mess it
Gotta
up.
make something
You gotta
messed
put a
up.
little scuff up
you gotta
on it.
gives people's tension.
Pull a stank
The
on
world
it.
is watching.
Pull a stank
The
on it.
world is watching.
They're watching.
They gotta get there. They gotta go through these.
Where's
freaking,
the climax? You
get
got
them through these this freaking radiation
Yes, sir.
to get there.
Gotta get there.
Right? So these are the first people, humans, to go through the radiation, to enter the moon's orbit.
Yeah.
Humans.
Yeah.
And then land it on the moon.
Yeah.
And they never tested it
Killed it.
beforehand.
Not even
They
tested.
never tested it. They didn't send a fake deal up, or maybe a man wanted to get close and then land some shit on there to
Yeah,
make
they
sure
didn't do
it's
a
gonna
half
do
mission.
some tests of what's going on.
They just went
have,
with it.
And none of that. They didn't test none of that. They just said, "Here you go, you get on there, and we're gonna say good." What if they would have blown up?
I mean, it would have been just like Apollo 1,
Yep,
except everyone would have been watching.
couldn't have had that.
No.
That would have been
A
horrible.
disaster.
That would have been us losing the space race for sure.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
You want to really destroy some illusions right now? One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Without a doubt, whether the moon landing is real or not, I can assure you Neil Armstrong did not write that line.
Oh, yeah,
in
for
my
sure.
line of work
For sure.
in advertising, I have learned that 95% of the things you hear people say on TV were not written by the people who say anything. And he, for sure, Neil Armstrong, is no,
sure.
that is no poet. He did not write that
sure.
damn line.
For sure.
I want to know who did. I want to meet.
Oh, yeah. I know.
I want to meet the propagandist that's writing some of these like sick ass like history lines.
They had a.
Copywriter's dream. You get to write the quote that everyone's gonna say for the rest
The
of your
next
life.
Apollo mission, he said something that wasn't even close to as cool.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh.
You're like, oh, so you fired the old writer, huh? You guys couldn't get a writer's room together, brainstorm. Second small step for man. Second giant leap from. This one's for women, actually.
So we landed on the moon,
We landed.
and then we did. We
we
did
got
it
back out.
7 more
Fine.
times. Yeah, got up, got back.
No
There was-
problem.
the only other one that had some issues was the
Apollo 13
Apollo 13.
couldn't land.
Nope.
But you got to throw, like you said, you got to throw a little stank in there.
They lived.
You got to fuck it up a little. You can't have
fuck it up a
everything be
little.
perfect. So you have one that fucks up. They live. They live. And all the others, perfect. Everything's fine. No problems whatsoever. And then we just stop for no reason. We just decide we don't want to do it anymore.
And you know
Just
what?
decide we don't want to do it anymore.
Not only us, but
Everybody.
if you're running a race
Mm-hmm.
and you're the only one that's in the race, is it a race? I don't know.
I guess it depends.
Why
you
did
could
we
race against
why,
the clock.
Why did Russia all of a sudden decide
They wanted to go to the moon?
they were going to stop trying?
Yeah.
Why didn't they?
Aliens. It's the aliens.
Maybe aliens.
They're scaring us away. Yeah.
Hey, I'm not saying that.
I'm saying
they're not aliens.
It's
I'd
aliens.
get on board with aliens.
Yeah, it's aliens.
I'm just saying. Not only did Russia not continue,
Yeah.
and we are the only ones
Uh-huh.
that supposedly have been on there.
Yeah.
They've been to the moon, had people on there, but no one else has either.
Yeah, they're not even trying to.
No one else has either.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How many
Why would that be? Why? Because they say it's too expensive. They say that it's
To be fair, I mean, these Elon Musk rockets that are going, like, they're only going up into space and dipping back down. They're not, like, going to the moon. And we're, what, 70 years in the future, 60 years in the future now, almost 60. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm convinced, but I'm saying I can see why people would doubt. I can see why, because
it's
we live in
rickety
a
deal.
because
You
the
ship.
we live
doubt.
in, yeah, we live in a country where people would do anything to get the PR. You'll do anything for the propaganda. You'll do anything to look like the hero or look like the martyr or look like whatever it is you need to look like to get those votes in that county. Like,
It would have been much different, again, if it was not politically motivated,
politically
and it
charged.
was scientifically motivated.
And it wasn't.
if it was scientifically motivated, they would have tested it.
Yeah.
They would have done tests before they just ship somebody out there,
Which-
just in case it might explode. And their radio's doing great.
Mm-hmm.
I go to Laura's mom's house, my fucking phone shuts down.
That's a great point. Their communication's excellent the whole way.
Yeah, and they had a freaking ham radio or some shit.
Yeah. A couple walkie-talkies.
They were getting the Yankees game, or whatever on the.
Yeah, fucking and Dustin from Stranger Things is on the other end, like singing the fucking never-ending
Here,
story
perfectly.
song.
Oh, we're doing great.
Our
Look at these
breaker.
pictures. These really clear pictures we have here.
Breaker 99, there's a Chet over here on I-70. I just heard that the Apollo 13 mission was having some trouble. I was picking that up on the channels here, and, well, God bless you, boys.
One small step for man. Hey, who is this?
Hey.
Come on back to Teddy Bear. This is this is Hank Grink. And
There's one small step for man. Hey, keep the line clear. Keep it clear.
I got a smoky on my tail.
Oh fuck! I'm at least I can at least understand. I can at least understand it. How about that? I'm not gonna say that I think it was fake, but I fully understand why someone would.
100% am not saying that I still believe it happened.
I do too.
I believe it happened.
But I have way more doubt than I did before.
I think that if in my head I don't see them
It doesn't. There's not a lot of logic.
just going there, especially
There's not a lot of logic
after
there.
that first one blew up.
There's got to
they
have
could
been a
not
reason.
have taken a chance.
There has to have been a reason that no one else knows about. Otherwise, why would they do?
And this was quick.
Yeah. Oh
This
yeah.
is not. It's not like this was over years.
6, 7 years. Like what? It
Yeah,
took.
if
It
that- and
takes
that's
longer
the
than
only
making a
amount of time
Spider-Man movie.
that it went there. I think if we were able to go to the moon,
Literally, from the announcement of going to the moon to getting to the moon has taken less time than every single Grand Theft Auto game since Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
when he walked on the moon, everybody was on around their TVs. It joined the nation. It freaking.
We need a new one.
If you're looking to wag the dog, that wagged the shit out of a
That
dog.
dog got wagged.
Yeah.
To all hell. And
We
that
were
a
number
dog
one.
has not been wagged that hard until 9/11. Uh-oh. I'm just kidding. I don't think 9/11 was an inside job. You can see the sky. It's definitely outside. It was definitely outside.
That's another thing too. There's no stars. That was another.
Yeah, I that's one I always think about too. The no stars. It's always weird, but I know that you can debunk it, and it's like, oh, but when
Yeah,
you're
they
out
had
there,
debunks.
it looks different. I get it.
Again, yeah,
I get
but
it.
also, if it was
But
you have reasons
So many
to
things
know-
that you have to defend eventually makes you
Right.
go, why are we defending so much stuff?
Yeah, and I don't necessarily say you have to defend it. You should have come up with reasons, but isn't that science in itself?
Absolutely. Yeah, it is.
You know, you ask questions.
Poke the holes.
Right.
You got to poke
Exactly.
holes. If you're not poking holes, you're
Yeah.
never going to have sex.
I think
That's what sex is. It's poking holes.
well,
Only virgins don't poke holes.
yeah, I've
Never
Yeah.
poked a hole?
well, you don't got to really
Poked
poke
a hole or two.
necessarily.
Oh,
I
that's
guess
true. That's true. There's some non-poking things you could do.
I have a
Non-hole related things. For sure.
lick a hole.
Yeah, for sure. Totally.
I've licked many a hole.
I've licked a hole or two. Because that's what Brian Boitano would do. Yeah, I mean, I think we got into the bottom of it. We think that the moon landing's probably real, but there's a lot of evidence out there that does make you question it. And Stanley Kubrick is one hell of a
Ooh,
troll.
yeah.
One hell of a troll,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
fucking love it. I love me some kayfabe. I think that's probably it for this episode. Make sure you're following us on social at Arson Club KC. If you're in Los Angeles, which I know a few of you are, I'll actually be at the Burbank Comedy Festival at Flappers Comedy Club.
Ooh, flappers.
Yeah, that's going to be August 11th and 12th, whatever the Sunday and Monday is. I think it's the 11th and 12th. I'll be on those, and it's going to be a good time. Yeah. What's up?
The sauna suit
Uh-huh.
is working. I am sweating my ass off right now.
I thought you might be. I'm actually getting a little warm, and I was like, man, there's no way he is not just completely
This
soaked
NASA
under
suit?
the...
is actually working, even though it's just the pants.
Soggy NASA pants. And that is a bottom, boys.
Out.